I'm Wendy Clark. I head up sparkling marketing in Coca-Cola North America. Well, I think, as I talked about in the presentation, the remit for all brands and companies now is this operating in real-time principle. We've been on a social continuum where social networks started 8-10 years ago, and now we're in this reality that we've got to sort of operate in real time because that is the only way to meet the expectations of our consumers and stakeholders. Real time doesn't necessarily have a cost associated with it. I think the harder hurdle actually could be for bigger companies because you're talking about wholesale capability changes that you've got to think about. So it is in fact the case that maybe smaller companies and smaller brands have an advantage to go there quickly because it's just about capability and approach more than anything, and using different approaches to get done. Well, the most important thing, I mean, we've covered some principles today, but the most important thing you've got to do is start listening and analyzing that conversation that exists around your brand. We talked about today, Coca-Cola has more than 33 tweets per minute on brand Coca-Cola, and that's just in English. So there's a huge volume of conversation that's going on around our brands and our companies out there. Listening and analyzing that conversation and then figuring out how to engage is really the remit now, because consumers and all your stakeholders are expecting you to engage with them and meet them there where they are. I mean, we've got, I don't think it's about data availability. We've all got reams of data. It's about doing something with that data, and that's where the analysis really comes in. In a real-time world, measurement is also real-time. So we know immediately when we've done things that maybe our fans or followers or friends don't like, they'll tell us in real time, and we can adjust in real time. So versus sort of over-the-shoulder data and analysis, we're picking up real time, and then we get better and we get more predictive, more precise in our next action. In the presentation today, we talked about, taken together, what we're looking at is art, copy, code, and data. So we add data to the end of that because that really informs the preceding three. The rush of real-time content generation isn't a rush to just more content. It has to be more good content, and we want to hold ourselves to a standard of work that matters, because the world is not suffering from a lack of content. We talked about today 100 hours of content uploaded every minute of every day just on YouTube. So just pushing out content in real time is not the goal. It's got to be creative, great, powerful storytelling that's on brand, that makes a difference, and ultimately is sort of more impactful and more good for your brand and company. It's wonderfully important to be here and come here. What you do is learn from your peers. I leave here jealous and energized to go make a difference back at my company, and so that's the real thing. You fill up your cup and you think about all the things that you didn't do rather than things you did do, and you go back and start with a fresh piece of paper and a fresh cut pencil. So that's how we think about it.